stories on history on this day?
Well, actually, today is the National Lottery Day. Fine. National Tattoo Day.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how you celebrate that.
Get a tattoo.
By a tattoo of your lotto numbers. How lame is that?
It's World Emoji Day, but what really grabbed me today is this National Yellow Pig Day. Do you know what National Yellow Pig Day? I had to look this up.
Yeah,
No.
please inform us. Educate us, baby.
It originated in the 1960s. It's got nothing to do with pigs. All right, so basically in the 1960s, when two math students from Princeton spent time obsessing and analyzing the number 17, they went a little crazy and decided to invent the concept of a yellow pig with 17 toes and 17 teeth. Drunken stone students from the 70s, 60s.
Holy
No,
shit.
no. I don't think that was alcohol. I think that was something else.
Now Yellow Pig Day, the 17th of July, is an important part of the academic calendar and is celebrated with cake, carols, and general revelry. All right. This is very much an American thing.
Aren't you missing something out there? Like cake? That's cool.
What, like cookies,
Cookies.
brownies?
Yes, you would think.
Yeah.
All right, so basically the whole thing is the number 17 plays an important role in our lives, and we need to consider these facts. The number 17 is a premium number in the arena of prime numbers, and the first four prime numbers together, and 17 is their sum. Wow, okay. Wow. Coincidence?
Is that why people always...
This is how random their stuff is, right?
Yeah.
The average school bus weighs 17 tons with passengers inside. But hang on, what if you got a few fat, obese kids in it?
Yeah.
17 and a half.
Each of the following words has 17 letters. Interdisciplinary. A word, and these are commonly used words.
Yes, yes.
Okay, telecommunication. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Misinterpretation. Yeah. Commercialization. Yeah. Electrophotometer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I use that all the time.
Exactly.
The atomic number of chlorine is 17. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
They could have chosen any number.
Exactly.
Found facts behind it. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, look, oh, yes, and the atomic number of chlorine is 17.
It sounds like you're reading my horoscope there, dude. It
And
could
that
apply
basic
to anyone.
background.
I mean, you
So
could,
many.
yeah. I was having this conversation with my daughter the other day about horoscopes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you could read any horoscope and, match it to your life,
Yeah.
It's a problem.
That's the whole point of, being general.
Yeah, generalized, yeah. I was
So
going
here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
So they say play number 17 in the lottery
Yeah.
and get 17 tattoos of 17.
17. Well,
We could celebrate all these days in one go. Woo!
well, I mean, it's funny because, 17 is a common number for people to bet on
Is
the
it?
roulette table, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I never knew.
you
Including myself. 7, 11, 17,
5, 12, 25.
5, 12, 25. Is that yours?
Those are mine. 12 always.
Mine's 7, 11, 17, and 25.
wins. Let's go to the history. What happened on this day? Dun, dun, dun.
The 17th
I
of
need a little
July.
intro.
I don't know.
All right. Today,
Can you do
17th
the
of
song?
July.
Yeah, here we go.
The stealth bomber made.
Go for it, Lester. You're on.
And over
You're
to
live.
the fact and fiction section of the program. On this day, the 17th of July, the stealth bomber made its debut in Palmdale, California.
What's
This
this,
was
19? Did you give
Yeah,
it a year?
which year was
1969.
was the B-2 Spirit flying?
Oh, is this B2 Spirit? I thought you were talking about the SR-71.
Not the official stealth bomber, apparently.
Oh, clearly not. So you're talking about the B2, right? So that's the flying wing, right?
Yeah.
Yep. 70, 83. 83.
82.
I would have said mid 80s as well. Yeah.
Mm.
And actually, early 80s because it was kind of secret for a while.
Mm.
It was only in 1989.
Sure.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. Been harassed by a
1989.
wasp.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Today, 66 years ago,
66 years ago.
Disneyland opened its doors for the first time. 66 years ago.
1955.
1955. You're good on.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
spot on the numbers today. You should celebrate National Yellow Pig Day.
Woohoo!
All right, birthdays. Today is the birthday of Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, but more importantly, David Hasselhoff.
What?
David Hasselhoff,
The half.
American actor and singer.
Yeah.
was
I wish I
born
could do
on
the
this
Knight
day.
Rider impersonation right now.
No, we need their Knight Rider soundtrack.
Yeah.
You know the
Or
original one?
Baywatch, or
Baywatch.
you
Baywatch,
just
yeah.
play a clip from. Then we pay royalties to him. Hang on, if we play some of his songs,
What is music?
he is quite a big thing in some European countries.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But even in South Africa, I think he was popular.
Yeah,
I just think-
I've seen him in real life more than once.
On stage singing.
No, he, like back in the day when Knight Rider was a thing, he came to South Africa. He did one of those tours.
The promos. Yeah.
Promos. Yeah, they even did one with Airwolf, back in the day, and they had the actual helicopter from the series.
I seem
you know it's
I
the Bell-
remember this.
It's a bell.
'Cause
It was
when
in Witbank.
They
Yeah.
this rings a bell. No, not for that reason, but because
yeah.
they brought him on and interviewed him on, I don't know, some TV channel,
Mhm.
and he was absolutely wasted.
Yeah, he was a bit of
It's
an
like,
alky. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Shame, man. The guy had issues there. No, but seriously, they brought the actual helicopters to South Africa.
I've seen the helicopter. This is ringing a bell.
Yeah.
Where was it?
It was in
Witbank.
Witbank.
It might have been Whitbank.
It landed there in the parking lots at Klipfontein, at the Checkers.
At the Checkers,
At the Checkers.
which might have been looted by now.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, there wasn't much thing going on in Mpumalanga.
No, back in the 80s. Back in the 80s. Jeez, dude, we
Looting's
had.
not a new thing, right? It's been around for a while.
Do you remember talking about that? Do you remember the time that there was that bomb that went off in the middle of Witbank, downtown Witbank,
Yeah.
outside it was the Trust Bank
Yes.
bank, whatever. Yeah. There was a bombing in Witbank.
Were you with me in our matric year when we went to Pretoria Zoo? And when we got off the bus,
Yes, remember there was that guy running around the street. Wasn't he bombed something and then they locked us down?
they locked us down. Yeah,
that
there was
was-
a bomb that went off a few
that was-
hundred meters down the road.
But was that our matric year or was that not 1988?
No, it was matric, and I
Is it? Okay.
why, when we were 18 years old, are we going to the zoo as a group? I think it's because there was nothing going on in Witbank. We were like, we get to go on a bus to the city to go
Yeah.
and do something. We're there.
Yeah, no, it must have been our matric year, because I do remember we were at the zoo, and then I think when we were leaving, we weren't, we had to take a detour or something like that. They'd locked down the main road. It was like 2 streets or something from the zoo, where they had that. Yeah, wasn't it at the Civic Centre or something that they? Anyway, I can't remember. Yeah, it's
It
vague.
remind me, because actually the 7/7 London bombings, they obviously we did a remembrance for that 10 days ago.
Okay.
No, it was a story I was telling somebody that my whole life I'd keep missing bombs, and actually I'm starting to think, am I the target? No, actually, if you want to be safe, you got to hang in my shadow, because I've been down this road, and it's even in my cousins in my distant cousins in years gone by, they missed a bomb in a pub in the UK. I just missed, for various reasons. We keep not being affected by these terrorist bombings. So I thought, in 7/7, I should have been on one of the trains in London, but it was a sunny day. I decided to walk, and it was that carriage that went. It's that kind of near miss that I keep
insane.
having.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But it's not just happened once. It's like if it's all the if buts. If somebody hadn't needed to go to the toilet just before we left and delayed our departure, then
We would have been
there exactly the same, at that time.
It's crazy, yeah.
There's always those little if but things. There was another IRA bomb in London. Well, a couple I've missed over my life.
Yeah, that's hectic. That's hectic.
But listen, talking about that, I mean, have you
saved by your weak bladder? Like
yeah, weak bladder. Thank God for my weak bladder. Yeah, I mean, without going down a rabbit hole of this kind of thing, but have you ever had this thing where an author writes a fictional book about an event, and a year later or 2 years later,
it happens.
Something happens, yeah.
Exactly like it was in the book.
Well,
there
are
two
times. Yeah, well, I mean, there's one instance that I know for sure. There's an author called Daniel Silver, and he writes. He's like character. He's got this like Israeli Secret Service character who his cover job is a art restorer, and he wrote this story about a terrorist bombing in Paris. Okay. And the month that his book was supposed to be released, they had those terrorist bombings in Paris.
Yeah, that's insane. Dude.
So he actually decided not to release his book because he just thought it was inappropriate to release his book. Look, it hadn't even come out yet.
Yeah.
But he had written this book on like a terrorist thing, and it happened very much the way that he had described in the book. Very public place, like, concert kind of thing and so on. And so he decided to not release the book, but I think he released it about a year later on the anniversary or something like that. But I mean, have you ever thought of that? I mean, these guys write these books and then these things come true, or events similar to what they've described come true.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, there's another one, which is Dion Mayo, who's a South African author.
Yeah.
And he generally writes, his stories are about guys that work in the Hawks.
Yeah.
Police guys, and they, investigate these stories and whatever. And a couple of years ago, he wrote a book called Fever, right? Which was, he moved away from his normal characters and whatever, and he wrote this book, and it was completely new characters and all that kind of stuff. And guess what the story was about?
No idea.
Fever. It was about a coronavirus that spread around the world and killed 70% of the population. And the book is about, like, in South Africa. It's based in South Africa. And the story, and then obviously I won't give it away how you've what you find out in the end, but effectively when I first read that book was like 2 years ago, before even this COVID thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I reread it last year during COVID, because I was looking for books to read, so I started rereading some of the books that I'd read already, and I read that one again. But the first time I read it, and they were talking about coronaviruses and all that kind of stuff, it didn't like register in my mind. Now, because we had gone through this whole COVID thing, had this awareness about COVID and coronaviruses and all that kind of stuff. And when I reread that book, it was rather scary when I reread it.
Yeah.
And he had written this book 2 years before.
Do you get quite a few things like?
No, well, look, put it this way. He was effectively what it was a coronavirus.
Yeah.
That had infected the population, and 70% of the population died. I mean, that's as close as the parallel is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying is that, like, all of a sudden we were in the middle of that.
Yeah. That's.
And you're reading a book that a guy wrote like 2 years before about this coronavirus that had mutated. and killed a large portion of the population. It's freaky. Anyway,
Freaky stuff.
Leslie, you were going
I
to
mean,
say?
there were those virus and pandemic movies that we were sort of watching on Netflix as soon as we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
Contagion.
And they, they
Contagion.
hit quite close to home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's scary to watch Contagion in the
Scary
middle of the.
truth.
Yeah.
Talking about movies, here's a piece of news for you for this week.
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie G.I. Jane with Demi Moore?
Yeah.
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 Or Demi?
Demi.
That was 1997, 24 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This week, the first female to complete the 37-week Navy SEAL course happened.
Oh, wow.
24 years after the movie.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Because the
that's
thing was,
interesting.
at the time, the women weren't allowed to even qualify for the
Qualify,
course
yeah.
for many, many years.
Yeah.
So there we
Yeah.
go.
That's hectic. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking at a picture of this woman, Captain Kristen Griest. Jeez, you wouldn't mess with her, eh? I mean, she looks Vuss, I'm just saying.
Oh, Lester, don't be like that.
Huh?
Yeah, she
Close
looks
to-
mean. She can do the
Yeah.
job. I
Yeah.
mean, she's wearing sunglasses, and I can already feel her staring the 1,000-yard stare through my soul.
she's really trying to figure out like 25 different ways how to take you out.
Like, she's looking at you like you're already dead to me. I just haven't picked my option. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what the average salary is for a Navy SEAL?
No idea.
Considering what they do and all the pain and crap they go through. And
Like $60,000.
yeah, it's less. It's like $53,000
Wow.
a year.
Wow. No, thank you.
It's like cannon fodder, eh?
But I mean, I wonder, but surely they get danger pay every time they get deployed.
Okay, 60.
Over and above.
60,000.
No, I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm just asking. Do they have like a basic, and then every time they get deployed, they get because I mean, I've watched this series called SEAL Team on CBS, and they say in there, and I mean,
100% factual.
no. Well, I'll tell you what. The interesting thing is that some of
Yeah.
the guys that are act in the series are actually ex-Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
So I would imagine it's pretty close to there is some, obviously there's some dramatization around the kind of
sure.
stuff. But I'm sure, I mean, a lot of those guys, they say that they are advisors, but they also act in the program.
Yeah.
But in there, they say they get danger pay for every time they're deployed.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
But like, look, on a more serious note, I mean, like the motivation for these guys, I'm sure, just to protect the country and, just to make sure that the country is secure. So I think it's a lot of patriotic individuals who feel very
absolutely.
strongly. So it's like
Absolutely.
money is not a really motivation for them. As at least it's not most likely the prime motivation
Yeah.
for them. So I think
War
it's
is not
cool.
glamorous, dude.
Yeah, it's just
But yeah.
somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.